Welcome to All In Education's Blueprint U, where we architect college and career success for students. Now, whether your goal is to get yourself or your students into their top choice school, or substantially reduce the cost of college, or to prepare for a strong financial future, we're going to show you how everything we've created is nothing like any other college resource that exists. Because we not only give students resources, but we actually give them step-by-step actions that materialize all of their efforts into results. Every step along the way, we have instructional video so students can understand concepts they've never been introduced to and also receive virtual coaching to complete everything that they're going to have to do. We have a student profile that stores every single thing they do so they or their parents or their administrators or tutors can always see where they're at in the process, what the results were, what they have left to do, and any upcoming deadlines they might have so they never miss an opportunity. It's accountability. And it all begins with branding. Giving students access to incredible resources is only as great as their ability to actually be successful at achieving them. So personal branding is an essential first step. And what it is this is the central focus on the student, understanding their unique skills and strengths, their interests, and how to align those skills and interests with the majors and schools, opportunities and employers that will actually help them be successful. You know, we help students figure out how to create a great brand, how to turn their skills into strengths through majors, take advantage of networks of people and opportunities that can open doors for them, and titles that will get them introductions, how to do more than be involved, but actually how to take positions of responsibility that give them experience and skills, credentials. We teach them how to articulate that, because being skilled is one thing, but being able to articulate your value to the people who hold your keys, or the keys to your success, is a whole other ballgame. And a lot of students simply don't know how to do this effectively. So we help them unpack their innate value through their experiences and their personal strengths. And we help them quantify that. In other words, tell the people who are listening what's in it for them, the most important question. And then we help them understand how doing all of this and how reducing the cost of college or approaching college more strategically will actually help them be successful in the long run. Because if they pay less for the same thing, they have more money. Economics 101. Instead of paying $100,000 for college, pay $80,000 or $50,000 for college. And then when you graduate, that money you wouldn't have spent, you now have to go start a life with. It's awesome. And the next few steps are going to take work on their behalf. So it's important that students understand these things. And once we've created a solid foundation of branding so they know what their strengths are, what their skills are, what their experiences are, they're going to be prepared to take all the other steps ahead. And it next goes to everything you need to win. We help them understand the application process for colleges and scholarships and jobs is actually quite easy. With 5 simple things they can collect before they even get started. They need to create an amazing resume, and not just a plain old-fashioned black and white resume, but a resume that aligns with their industry and their interests. An understanding, a step-by-step how-to, so they know exactly what goes into it and why. Templates they can use that are designed very intentionally and allow them to focus not on the structure and the formatting, but the content. And finally, examples they can borrow from students who've gone where they're going and who have been where they've been, so that they can do this as simply and successfully as possible. We want to make it easy on them because our goal isn't that they waste time, but that they get results. So all of this is provided for them. Next, we give them letters of recommendation that they're going to need every step along the way. And you'll see in our resources, characteristic of what we've done is not only give them virtual step-by-step instruction and written instruction and easy 1, 2, 3 steps on how to do things, but we actually thought about how to make it easier on them. So they can simply copy and paste, put this into an email, change the necessary information, and be done. Every step along the way, our resources provide them this type of consideration so they don't waste any time, but they maximize their effectiveness. After they've created an amazing resume, they've collected the letters of recommendation they're going to need, and they know what documents, transcripts, test scores, tax information that they might need, it's then time to begin the application process. All they need to do now is understand how to nail the application with some strategic psychological skills that make them more effective in answering the questions that they need to answer. We also help them prepare and understand how to write some really effective, easy essays. And finally, we teach them the art of following up. The fifth and maybe the most important aspect of the whole process is personal contact. If you're applying to a college where thousands of students are applying, what sets you apart? In addition to really well-branded materials, it's personal contact. Because this school doesn't know you. This scholarship provider doesn't know you. This employer doesn't know you. So we teach them something they often haven't been taught, and that's simply how to bridge the gap between online communication and in-person communication. We give them word sets so they can be comfortable and confident, taking that initial, often intimidating, first step. After they have created a great brand and they have everything they need to win, we help them identify the colleges that will give them the best programs for the majors that they're going to be most successful in. We also help them, after choosing those colleges, understand their college options. Instead of picking from in-state or community colleges because that's all they think they can afford, we help students identify 23 states where they can get in-state tuition if they go to school out of state. That's amazing. And our resources for this are only growing. So in effect, a student now has not only 23 different states they can consider, but all the schools and all the programs that are encompassed within that. This drastically affects their ability to choose a college. And after they understand what their true options are, we just need to help them get in. By identifying the application deadlines, the verification that they qualify, the admission requirements, we're able to make sure that students choose 4 schools that they really love that they're going to get into. And 100% of our students get into their top choice schools. After they get into their top choice schools, we help them pay for it through 5 simple resources. A college credit program that gives them access to 33 general studies subjects they can test out of, hyperlinked information for exactly what's on the test, a scale to know how difficult the test is going to be, accountability to set goals for testing out of at least 4 subjects, which would save families on average $15,000 to $30,000, and assurance that their time is going to be worth it. If a student were to study for several hours and take a 90-minute test that's worth 12 credits, in this instance, they would save $17,000 on just one test. That's worth their time. And that's worth the investment that parents are going to make, schools are going to make, tutors are going to make to help them achieve these goals. And once they understand what's in it for them, they can run with it and test out of as many college courses as they can, saving substantial time and money. We give them simple instructions for how to prepare for the tests and digital flashcards that give them the answers and the questions that are on the test so they know exactly what they need to prepare for, exactly what they need to know, and are ready to go take the test and pass it. After giving them college credits, we help them take advantage of a private network of scholarships created just by All In Education. What we've done is we've looked into communities locally across the country so students can have access to scholarships that the entire country is not competing against, access to scholarships that they want to look at. In other words, they control their search options. And they have an easy way to simply look and see if they qualify. No clicking, no sorting, no looking at a scholarship for 10 minutes only to find out that their father didn't fight in World War I. No, these are simple, basic qualification criteria that almost any student can qualify for. They know what's required. They know how much they are available to get. They know how many people are applying, so they know what their odds are. And by simply clicking for additional details, they can gain access to the scholarship donor to call them and say thank you for consideration, access to any additional information that the scholarship might require, and direct access to the online application. We've made it simple and successful for students by simply checking the boxes for the scholarships they want to apply for. Students can then save them into their stored scholarship database, where they're given a 6-day action steps so that they can do this easily and successfully and keep track of every scholarship that they want to apply for, starting the application directly in our website, keeping track of every detail they have along the way, whether or not they've achieved what they need, and then indicating when they've actually submitted so that they can keep track of all of their results. It's awesome, and it's accountable, and it's easy. After they look at scholarships, we help students access tuition reimbursement, a network of employers of over 150 employers who will not only give them a job that pays, the same $8, $9, $10 an hour they would otherwise make, but that actually allows them to gain several $1,000s back every year towards their tuition. We show them what employers offer it, how long they need to work there before they can get this benefit, how much the benefit's going to be, and whether or not they need to be part-time, full-time, or both. So you'll see here for just 15 hours a week, a student can make $3,000 every year towards their tuition on top of a paycheck, which means $12,000 just for working at Toys R Us. Once they know where they want to go, we give them the ability to make sure they can find a location near their school and direct access to the online application. Again, allowing them to save employers that are interesting to them, store them into their personal tuition reimbursement database where they can then set a plan for going and getting the job, a strategy to actually complete this action. Tuition reduction is our resource for in-state tuition if they're going to go out of state. This saves family an average of $70,000 over the course of just 4 years. This is a substantial resource to reduce the cost of college and increase school and program options for students. After they've looked at this, we help them finally access valuable transfer credits. If a student obtained any college credits while they were in high school through community college, dual enrollment, advanced placement, IB, whatever it might have been, or if you're a college student looking to transfer colleges and they tell you that you lost credits, we help you petition to receive those college credits so that you can reclaim that time and money instead of having to retake those classes again. Together, all of these resources help students get into their top choice school, reduce the cost of college. And finally, we have additional resources that help students understand, in combination with branding, how to create a successful financial future, understanding personal spending plans, credit cards, what they need to know and how to avoid getting in trouble and how to use them successfully, and how to pay less for life by creating an epic credit score. We also have resources for parents and teachers that answer all the questions parents have along the way about the forms, facts, and financial aid, and a teacher's guide that can be used by anybody working with the students to help them lead students step by step through every action. The teacher's guide is a basic lesson plan providing an objective, tools and materials that you're going to need, and time approximation so that you know exactly how long you should prepare to achieve every section. Finally, it gives you takeaway or homework that students can do to complete the actions required of them. It's comprehensive, it's effective, and it's changing the way America does college. Get started today and let All in Education's Blueprint You architect your students' college and career success.